Morning, everybody. Welcome to Camping with Jersey Joe. Just a short video. On my way to Parker, to the Walmart, to go shopping. Probably my last trip there for the season, since I'm leaving Quartzsite in about a week and a half. Update on my prostate. Had to go back to the emergency room last week. And we had to reinstate the catheter. It's in until I can get it see a urologist. I'm waiting to make an appointment now for when I get to Iowa. From what I understand, the procedure is to fix my enlarged prostate. Since medicine is no longer working, or it's probably not as bad as going through what I'm doing now, having to wear this thing. And well, anyway, that's it. As far as I keep asking diet, this, that, those, and the other, and keep caffeine down. I quit sodas, but that still didn't help. But still, it's a good thing I quit sodas. Zero, I was drinking. But it's the luck of the draw. So I look forward to taking care of this problem when I get to Iowa. A friend of mine had this done. Good Marine friend of mine. He was, in fact, my recruiter back in Jersey. And he had a procedure done, and I've checked into them. There's a few of them that I can get done, and they're relatively easy to do. Mainly like in and out type thing, and that's why I said the worst part is just having to deal with this catheter, and it's hanging down my leg. It's shorts weather now out here. I'm not even going to the campfires. Who wants to go to a fire and see my bag hanging out of my leg? So anyway, it's just a small price to pay, getting older. But things are winding down here in Quartzsite. See me wearing a shirt and a jacket vest, but starting in a day or two, we're going to start hitting the high 80s, 90s. So it's starting to warm up here. It's starting to empty out in Quartzsite. Groups are having parties, their last get-togethers of the season. And a lot of us, we're leaving. We're also looking forward to coming back for next winter. We're waiting on a decision for the price increase for the LTVAs going from, there's a season runs from September 15th to April 15th, and we were paying $180. That includes access to all 10 LTVAs, of which 4 of them are in Quartzsite, and then another one in Imperial Dam, California, right across the river, Colorado River from Yuma. And these 5 are run by Yuma, the Yuma field office of the BLM. So there's talk of a price increase proposed, $600. It's not for all the LTVAs. It's just for the Yuma office LTVAs. And if it goes through and the other ones do not increase, we will lose the ability to go to the other 5 LTVAs to camp, unless we want to pay. But so far, nothing. We were supposed to know before the holidays last year, or right after the holiday, right after Christmas, we were supposed to find out. The word never came out. So who knows? A new regime in town. So we'll have to see what goes on there. Even though if it does rise to 600, while kind of steep, it does cover 7 months of camping where you don't have to move every 14 days, which is pretty much the norm on BLM land and federal land. Which is why I am going to do work camping this summer. I've figured out that I'm not too keen on having to move every 14 days. So I'm going to do a work camping thing and get free hookups. Plus, I'll be in a major city, Des Moines, Iowa, where I'll be able to take care of some medical issues and get the dogs get their shots. And then next season, once its Quartzsite is over, I plan to do the same thing. If I don't go back to Adventureland, then I will probably start volunteering at federal parks. For example, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, where you work, say, 2 or 3 days on, 4 days off. There is no pay, but you do get free hookups. And I'll still be able to see the country and not have to worry about packing up every 14 days and moving, wear and tear, miles on the truck and the camper, and also, just the hassle of maybe you don't know where you're going to go. So you're driving all day, you get to a spot and you don't like it, then you got to find another one. So I'm looking to cut down on the stress and finding my niche in the camping world. There are people that do the work camping bit and the volunteering at the federal lands constantly. And a lot of them maybe for the same reason I'm doing it. Don't have to move quite as often, getting a little older. So I'm looking to make this my own and not have to follow what the majority of the people do and just keep moving around, which is not really my cup of tea. But I still want to camp. I love the lifestyle. It's incredible. Like here, getting ready to leave, still getting awesome sunrises and sunsets. But I'm also looking forward to seeing something different. Meeting new people, new experiences, finding out about maybe where I can go further into my journey here. So it's always exciting to leave, a little bit bittersweet, but at the same time, I'm sure that, a few weeks after I leave, I'll be looking forward to coming back. Unless things change and I find an opportunity that is just too good to be true and pass up. But the main thing that, besides loving the Quartzsite area, coming over here, even when we had, pretty cool days, and I'm saying cool, not cold, I was still checking around the rest of the country, and generally, other than maybe Southern California, which is way too expensive to camp at, we had the best weather in the country every single day. Our highest winds we had were, say, in the 20s, sustained, gusts in the 40s. Didn't get anything like approaching 80 mile an hour gusts, which a lot of people reported throughout the country. So it's a good place to be. But again, if something else pops up, which I doubt, I'm probably going to keep on spending my winters down here and then looking to branch out into other areas to just look at the scenery, see what's offered. What I love about the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is that they're built around a lake. So there's always going to be water, unlike a lot of campgrounds that there's not. And, coming from here, where you're in the desert, and then going there, nice little contrast. And not having to move quite as often. So kind of excited, looking forward to it. Take care of my prostate. Everything else seems to be fine. I'm going to have to do it's about my 3rd year. I got to do a colonoscopy, so got to get that done when I get to Iowa. Get a checkup, some blood work done, but I feel great. The carnivore diet is amazing, and it's working, so I'm kind of stuck at the original weight I lost because I'm I have cheat days, and that's not good, so I got to stick to it. So I was watching a fellow YouTuber this morning, and he's doing carnivore, and my problem was buying the foods for carnivore. I would always try to branch out and, stick to, try to have a little bit of variety, but then I don't like the variety. So I was watching Camper Van Kevin, and he says he has 5 pieces of bacon and 5 eggs for breakfast, and then he has a 1-pound steak for dinner. And I'm pretty much going to adopt that because I do like that, and see if I can't stick to it. and get the last 40 pounds off that I want to lose. You know, maybe fit into my old Marine Corps uniforms again. That would be a hoot. All right, we're moving again here. There's paving work going on, so on my way to Parker. I'm going to cut the video off right now, and then on the way back, I'm going to try to reposition my camera if I can, so I can show you guys some of the scenery. You know, no matter where I drive out here, it's just awesome, especially growing up on the East Coast. See these bare mountains and the desert, and occasionally running into critters, coyotes, wolves. Oh, it's awesome. But for those of you that may be wondering, as far as the critters are concerned, I have seen, this is the end of my second season here, I've seen one live scorpion. That was last season when I picked up my mat outside my rig, which I instantly sent to the other world because of my dogs. And I have yet to see a rattlesnake. Coyotes, they're starting to come out now after hiding for most of the winter because everybody's leaving Quartzsite. So you start seeing them and hearing them all the time, and you can especially know when they made a kill because they all start howling. And I mean, somebody let a dog escape or something, or a cat. But yes, so it's not as you know, terrible as you know, or as scary as you might think it is. And me being a city boy and stuff, you know. But you know, hey, you just go out there, do it. Try to live your best life, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Health-wise, I'm fortunate. Even though I do have the prostate problem, it's manageable. It is a little bit of a headache now with the catheter that I'm wearing, but hey, it could be worse. You know, I look at my life before I started doing this, and you all, as you know, I was a caregiver for 7 years. Sole caregiver for both my parents. They both could not be housed together in a home because of different medical issues, and then you have to pay, and it's not cheap. It's like $14,000 a month. So that was never an issue. I had never had any doubt when I had proposed to do it, and I said, okay, I'm going to do it. But it did put a hurting on me. Mentally, I've got anxiety issues now. But, you know, for those of you that wonder, especially friends of mine I grew up with, that why am I doing this? Well, I started thinking, okay, once my mother died, because my father died first, if I'd have stayed in that house, I had anxiety issues sometimes, and then manifested with me in breathing issues. So I could stay there, lost all my friends, because over 7 years, you know, I didn't have any time. Nobody wanted to visit, and nobody could, because it's tough. You know, when the parents are degrading like that, and they're yelling at me all the time, and this and that. So, you know, I don't begrudge anybody anything, but it did cost me a few friends I had. I developed anxiety issues. So I said, if I'm going to stay in this house and look at these walls and still have issues of what I went through, you know, at least here, if I wake up and I'm in a bad mood or whatever, not in a bad mood, but if I'm feeling a little bit anxious, I just look out the window and it's just gorgeous. Or set a fire outside my rig. So, you know, this is therapeutic, but also it's just a way for me to live the rest of my days, as long as God can permit me to do this. It's, you know, I don't look at it as I lost anything. You know, there was no issue. There was never any doubt I was going to do it. Didn't question it. Am I happy with what, you know, turned out? Of course not. Who wants to get PTSD or anxiety issues? I don't want it. But you know what? They're my parents. I'm thankful at the end that my sister came and stayed for the last 5 or 6 weeks of my mother passing away, because that would have been rough for me alone. Especially she died of dementia, and at the end it's just very it's very hard. So I thank her for coming at the end to help out. So I wasn't completely alone all the time, but it was another journey in my life, and now I'm taking this one, and I'm loving it. You know, this is live your dream, guys. I'm not saying everybody's got to come out here and do this, but if you have a dream, live it. You know, if you sit there, you can sit there and wallow in self-pity, whatever your circumstances are, if there are any. You know, besides the anxiety issues, I'm also lonely. You know, spending the last 7 years, you know, not having to go out or not being able to go out or make any new friendships, kind of tough on the single life, and being out here doesn't help it any either. You know, but that's not why I'm doing this. You know, I'm accepting my fate in life, and I'm just looking to enjoy God's creation, and also at the same time do something different. I absolutely love this. You know, so anyway, let me stop rambling here, and I'll pick up this video on the way out. I didn't bring my other camera, so I could put it on the rig, on the stand I have, so I may not be able to take a good video of me driving through, but I'll catch up back with you guys later. Well, I'm back, finished my shopping. I am on the way back to Q Camp. And anyway, I tried to set the camera up to take a forward shot. No matter what I do, because I don't have the proper mount, I left the back of the trailer, it's still going to show half of the dashboard. So anyway, we'll cut this short. I'll post this video a little later today. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to watch my videos. This is Camping with Jersey Joe signing out. Take care.